Welcome to BLR Training.
Effective communication messages begin with a TOE. TOE stands for Think, Organize, and Expectations. Think. Before you speak or write, think carefully about what you want to say. Be as clear as possible about each of the points you want to make. Keep your communication simple. One message at a time, simply and directly stated, is more likely to be heard and understood. Organize. Organize your thoughts into a logical sequence for communication. Be concise. Say only what needs to be said to get your point across. A lot of extra words will only confuse the issue. Expectations. What results do you expect from this communication? Do you expect other people to take some action as a result of what you tell them? Make sure your expectations are clearly outlined in your message. Be as precise as possible. Use concrete language and examples to explain what you mean so that you have no room for misinterpretation. Do your messages have TOEs? After you have decided on the message, you must consider your audience. Is it a coworker, your boss, a customer? Effective communication requires you to target your audience accurately. Failure to consider the person or people to whom you are speaking usually leads to serious communication breakdowns. If you don't take their concerns and priorities into account before you speak, they might very well not hear what you have to say. Think about what is most important to this person. What are their priorities? If your message is going to have an impact, you must be able to get through to this person on both an intellectual and emotional level.
Depending on your audience and your message, you now need to choose a method of delivery. Usually, you will need to determine if the message will be sent through the spoken word or in writing. Verbal communication uses language to transfer information through spoken words. It is used for presentations, phone calls, one-on-one and group meetings. Verbal communication is usually supported by nonverbal communication and active listening. Written communication is the act of writing or texting to convey information. Emails and instant messages are two common forms of written communication in the workplace. Writing is common when a record of a conversation needs to be produced.
Timing also has an impact on effective communication. To maximize your impact, time your communications so that they are delivered. When you have the attention of people to whom you are speaking, if you try to communicate with someone who is in the middle of doing something or surrounded by distractions, your message is unlikely to be heard. When people are most receptive, trying to communicate with coworkers when they're rushing out the door at the end of the day or on their way to lunch isn't likely to produce positive results. Pick a time when they will be able to focus exclusively on your message. When you are prepared to answer questions, remember that good communication is interactive. You should always be prepared to answer questions and clear up any issues that are unclear to your listener. Not all your thoughts and ideas will meet with immediate approval. The most effective communicators anticipate points of resistance as they are organizing their thoughts and putting together their message. Anticipating disagreement allows you to counter it and win dissenters over to your side. If you encounter issues with your message, try following the 3R process. Reinforce, respect, restate. Reinforce your message as needed. Studies have shown that a message may need to be repeated several times to really get through. Respect opposing views, even if you strongly disagree with them. Showing respect for another person's point of view creates a positive atmosphere and opens the door for a meaningful dialogue. Respectfully point out problems you see with another person's opinions. Be objective and criticize the ideas, not the person. Restate your position, making clear where you have adjusted your views to take the other person's ideas into account. Whenever possible, incorporate opposing views into your position. This includes the opposition in your message and diminishes the impact of their resistance. If, after all, you cannot agree on the issue at hand, at least agree to disagree. Let the other person know that although you still think you're right, you are grateful for the input.